Yeah, thank you, Triveni, and good morning to all the participants, respected director, and all the faculty members and my colleagues present here. This is a very important topic of today's webinar. And I'll be giving the brief introduction about how we are going to differentiate between the heartwood and sapwood in timber trees. As it has already been told that heartwood is the major part, valuable part of a tree, and this heartwood, particularly commercial timbers, is very much in demand because the heartwood is valuable in the sense that it is durable, much more durable compared to sapwood. But what is heartwood and what is sapwood? All those details we'll be talking a little later. Next. Yeah. So this is just a general slide here that wood is a versatile material. Everybody knows about that, and it is eco-friendly and very easy to work, and it is renewable and natural. So we should use more and more wood for our various applications. It is pleasant to look also and touch, and wood surfaces. We use a lot of wood all around us. It gives a physiological and psychological effects, which are very soothing to us. And when we talk about different types of wood, particularly the primary or conventional timbers, these are there's a list here, like teak wood, rosewood, sandalwood, bent teak, mathi, that is called laurel or tomentosa, honne, hale, that is dudhi or Rhatia tinctoria. These are the salwood, shivne. These are the different wood species which generally comes to our mind. And these are also called, many of these called the primary or conventional timbers. And they are generally high in demand because they can be used for different applications. But because of they are not much available in the market, and a lot of timber is being imported, their price is quite high. And that is how people have shifted towards the short rotation plantation timbers. These are the, here is the list of different timbers which are being grown in different parts of our country, and they are generally fast grown and short rotation. And they, with the help of certain processing techniques, these short rotation timbers can also be used as alternate to primary timbers for various applications. So let me give a brief about what different types of woods which are generally available and classified based on their internal structure and outer look. There are two major groups of the woods. One is called the hardwood or the porous wood. On the left side, you can see the tree, and on the right side is a softwood. So there are two major types of woods, hardwood and softwood. Hardwoods are also called the porous wood because when we see the internal structure of these woods, small pores are available in these woods. And the internal structure of the hardwood is quite different from the softwood, which is non-porous, and these are also called the coniferous wood. Here in softwoods, particularly the pores are absent. There is no pores, and the tree shape is also slightly different. It's a kind of conical shape, whereas the hardwoods are spherical in shape. And here the disc of these two types of woods have also been shown. So we can see the difference between the hardwood and softwood. Now this is the internal structure of the wood. Here the wood, when we cut a trunk of the tree, we find this is the kind of disc cross section is shown here. We can see there is a heartwood and there is a sapwood. Heartwood is just a colored part of the wood, and sapwood is the outer lighter part of the wood. On the left side, it is a hardwood disc is shown. On the right side is a softwood non-porous conifer disc is shown. But both types of wood contains the heartwood as well as the sapwood. Heartwood is found in the middle part, central part, and the sapwood is on the periphery, just below the bark. So first we see the outer bark, then phloem, then cambium, and xylem is the sapwood, and then heartwood. This is how the tree trunk structure looks like. Now, these both types of woods carry certain properties, and based on those properties, only different tree species are recommended for different types of applications. Where see, all the woods cannot be used for all different applications. Certain woods are much more suitable to certain applications. So, based on the properties, we have to classify which wood is much more useful for what purpose. So, what are these wood properties? Just listed here, the main properties, these are called the anatomical properties, physical properties, and mechanical properties. So, anatomical properties like structure, when we see the wood, the general characteristics of the wood, and the heartwood and sapwood, what is the percentage of heartwood and sapwood, the grain, the texture, the color of the heartwood and sapwood. And if we see under microscope, the vessel morphology, the fiber morphology, the ray morphology, all these different types of structures, which are minute structures or wood elements which are present, their arrangement, all those things comes under the anatomical properties. And based on these anatomical properties, we are identifying the wood. The wood identification is done mostly based on the anatomical properties of the wood. Then we have the next physical properties and mechanical properties. So these two properties put together, they are generally required to study for finding the suitability of wood for different in-use applications. So what are the physical properties? Wood is a hygroscopic material. So when it is dry, it attracts the moisture from the environment. And when wood is wet, it releases the moisture to the environment. So there is a equilibrium moisture content in the wood. So generally, the green tree, it has a lot of moisture in that, maybe around 100% or more than that. But when wood is dried for sufficiently long time and kept in a dry environment, the equilibrium moisture content of the wood is around 10 to 12%. That is the range. And so equilibrium moisture content is one of the physical properties. Similarly, density or specific gravity, how much mass it carries per unit volume, that is the density of the wood. And then shrinkage and swelling, because the wood is a hygroscopic material. It contains cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin as a chemical constituents. So whenever there is a wood is put in the water or in high humidity environment, it absorbs the moisture and wood starts swelling. And similarly, opposite happens when wood is very wet, and if you keep it in a dry condition, then wood will start sinking. So this phenomena is also very much required to be studied, and this property comes under the physical property of the wood. Other than that, we have mechanical properties. When we apply the force on the wood, how wood is going to react to those forces, or load carrying capacity of the wood is determined by studying the mechanical properties. So what are the mechanical properties as per the Indian standard? There is a small list here. Static bending strength, that is called modulus of rupture, that is stiffness, modulus of elasticity, impact bending, compression, shear, tension, hardness, nail holding and screw holding power. All these properties should be studied to find out what are the wood can be used for different applications. Now here is some details like anatomical properties, microscopic property or general features like color of the wood comes under this, percentage of heartwood and sapwood, texture, grain, figures, what are the patterns present on the surface. Similarly, microscopic properties which are seen under microscope like fiber morphology, vessel morphology and ray morphology. These are the physical properties, as I told you, moisture content, density, and sinkage. And then the acoustic properties, electrical properties, and thermal properties also comes under the physical properties. So our next presentations, we will be concentrating on the electrical properties of the wood. So I will not be going into much detail here, but just to tell that these are also the physical properties of the wood, which should be studied in detail. And these are the mechanical properties, what I told. These should be also studied for finding the applications of the wood for different sectors. Now, sapwood, heartwood, and transition zone. Sapwood is the outer part, lighter part, as you can see from the figure. The inner color part is called the heartwood, and there is a transition zone between heartwood and sapwood, where this heartwood doesn't end abruptly. There is a small zone of few growth rings that is called the transition zone, and then it is the lighter colored sapwood, and we have this bark and phloem on the outermost part. So what is the sapwood? Let us try to understand what is the sapwood. Sapwood is also known as laburnum, is outermost layer and living wood in a growing tree. So sapwood is the part which is living, and it transports the sap from the root to the leaves, the food for the tree to grow. It is the sapwood which transports all the nutrients and the water from roots to the leaves, to different parts of the tree. So when water becomes scarce, the sapwood helps to distribute stored water from roots to the rest of part of the tree. The living cell, the sapwood is the living part of the tree, unlike the dead part, which is heartwood. So living cells in the wood are responsible for the structural support of the tree wall. It also forms a base where nutrients are stored to be used in case of scarcity. The wood tends to be lighter in color. The sapwood is, in most of the cases, the sapwood color is lighter compared to hardwood. And because sapwood contains a lot of nutrients and sugars and starch, so it is highly susceptible to the pathogens like fungus and termite and borers, unlike the hardwood of the tree. So sapwood is more or less, it is less durable compared to hardwood. And this is here the heartwood. It is also known as duraben, is the wood that occurs in the center of an old stem, and it is dead part of the old tree. Its function is that it provides the mechanical support to the tree. The cell around this region are dead, but they tend to remain intact to serve the mechanical support for the standing tree. So some of the popular chemicals compound responsible for darker colors of the hardwood are resins, terpenes, and phenols. These are collectively called the extractives. So in hardwood contains a lot of extractives in it, and that gives it a darker color and also provides durability against the pathogens. So these chemical compounds makes the hardwood much more durable compared to sapwood. So this is a basic difference. So one is the sapwood contains a lot of moisture compared to hardwood, and second is the sapwood is less durable and hardwood is more durable. And color of the sapwood is is lighter compared to hardwood. So this table gives the difference between the sapwood and hardwood in a tabular form. Like location of the sapwood is peripheral, that is on the outer side, and heartwood is found in the center region. Cells sapwood has living cells, whereas the heartwood has a dead cells. Color, sapwood is lighter in color, and heartwood darker in color. Weight, generally the sapwood is light in color, weight, and compared to heartwood, whose density may be slightly heavier. And xylem vessels and tracheids are not plugged in case of sapwood, because the extractives are not present in the sapwood, whereas in heartwood, the xylem vessels and tracheids are generally plugged with the tyloses. One material, it is called the tyloses. And the composition, particularly sapwood, contains more cellulose, and heartwood contains more lignin. Conductivity serves as a conductor, because sapwood serves as a more conducting material for the electricity, because what happens, it contains more water, and because water is a conductor to the electricity, so sapwood is more conductor compared to heartwood, which behaves like a insulator. And function, transport of water and nutrients, and also supports the tree structures in case of sapwood, whereas hardwood only provides the mechanical support. And durability, as I told, sapwood is less durable due to attack by the pathogens and need preservative treatment. Whenever we want to use the sapwood, it should always be treated with chemicals, or some kind of thermal treatment, or some kind of treatment has to be given to the sapwood, even for durable timbers. Whereas hardwood is quite durable in itself because of the presence of the extractives chemicals, and it provides the resistance to the attack from the pathogens.